Coach Trish Hanna.
Yeah, it's time to empower, educate, and encourage your women to motivate you through whatever you've been going through. We can talk about it. We ain't passing no judgment. So don't be ashamed. It's all the same. Stay in your lane. Your lane. It's whatever your real life looks like. Stay in your lane. Come out the dark and don't be ashamed. Your lane. Let's have a conversation on what we face every day. Tune into your late talk show. It makes us feel good just to know we're not alone. No more will we feel isolated and cast aside. I want you to come out the door. Just don't be afraid of your heart. So don't be ashamed. It's all the same. Stay in your lane. Your lane. It's whatever your real life looks like. Stay in your lane. Come out the dark and don't be ashamed. Your lane. Let's have a conversation on what we face every day. It's your late talk show with Coach Trish Hanna.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to Your Lane Talk Show with your coach Trish Hanna. Happy New Year to you and your loved ones, to my dedicated listenership and audience. Thank you so much for being a part of us again this year. I hope that you all received everything that was needed and everything that you've wished for and desired last year. And for those who have yet to achieve the goals for this from last year and you're still working on this year, I have a treat for you. I am glad to be in your company once again in this 2025 season and year. And guess what? So much has happened since the last time we were here together. Child, the Saxons went 4 straight. Way! I had to put that there. All right. Okay. Then lose, but 10 of the listenership. But that's okay. That's all right. For the ones who stay in, Saxons for life. All right. And so we want to thank you for tuning in. To our first time listeners, welcome. Your Lane Talk Show was created to educate, encourage, and empower women of all ages. That's what we are about. And when I tell you we talk about everything, we talk about everything from the skin care, the health care, the hair care, the makeup, the relationships. I mean, divorce and singleness and marriage and you name it, children, parenting, goals, spiritual life. Whatever it is that we face, issues, happy things, we talk about it. And guess what? If we haven't already, because this year will be 3 years, come May, 3 years in, if we haven't spoken or touched the topic already, you must believe and you best believe we on it. All right. This year we on it. We coming out the gate hot. All right. So this January, we're starting this year strong with the Reignite series and a month dedicated to helping you set goals, find balance, and reignite every area of your life. Now, today we're kicking off things with reigniting your goals for a balanced life, where we'll explore how to achieve harmony in mind, body, and purpose. Now, but that's just the beginning, because throughout the month, we'll cover reigniting your vitality, setting goals for a healthier, more vibrant you, reigniting your love life, goal setting for stronger, more fulfilling relationships, and ending the month with reigniting your faith, setting spiritual goals for a purpose-driven year. Now, each episode is designed to equip and inspire you to make 2025 your best year yet. Guess what? We ain't leaving no one behind. Listen, if you have a sister, a auntie, a friend, whomever who may want to come ahead, go ahead and find out how they could boost their little momentum for this year, because you might not have come out as strong. You know, you might still be a little despondent. Tune into the show now, tag a friend, share the page, whatever it is that you need to do. Your Lane has various ways that we can be heard. We can be heard via radio, star 106.5 FM dial. We can be heard on channel 976 on cable, and you can watch us live on Facebook on Your Lane Life Coaching's Facebook page, or you can go on YouTube on Coach Trish Hanna's YouTube page, or for those who know about the In Faith app, Yes, child. They have asked us to be a part of their app, and we're live on there as well. So today, I just want to get straight into it. I have three incredible women who are passionate about helping you unlock your potential and live a life of balance and purpose. Together, we'll explore wellness for your mind and body and strategies for mastering your time. We'll talk about building yourself into the woman you're the woman that you've destined to be and taking bold steps towards entrepreneurial success. I'm excited for that. I'm excited about that. These dynamic speakers bring real world experiences because I'm going to ask them to share because they ain't just telling us, okay, this is what you do and this how you do it. I want them to tell us about damn. Like I want them to say, listen here, I've been on this journey and it was hard, hard, hard. Because this show's about transparency. You see all the glitz and the glamour, and you see all the prettiness and the coach this and the doctor this and all these different things. You see books coming out and you see all these different things. But how do you get there? What are some of the trials and the tribulations? What are some of the challenges that you have been through to get to this point? Because we want to be real here. We want to be able to talk to that woman or that lady who started her business and she's like, oh my God, I failed again. This is my third time. This is my fourth time. Like I can't get the customers in. Or that woman who is saying, look, I have this issue with just procrastinating, man. I have the goals right here. It's written down right here, but just I don't know where to start or what to do. Or someone who's saying, man, listen, I don't have the time to do it. I stuck with 3 children. My husband always working and I just don't know how to balance time with my life as a woman and I am stuck. The show is for you and for those who your loved ones who may be in the same situation. All right. So, and believe it or not, now if y'all have seen this flyer, because the flyer all over social media, all over the place, y'all will notice that the faces that are going to be shown in a moment are featured in the upcoming Aim Her conference that I can't wait to talk about later on the show. We're going to talk about that because they're all speakers of this conference and we're going to talk a little bit. And guess what? And I'm putting on the spot on this, but that's okay. I want to pay for 2 tickets for, and now it ain't gonna just come easy like that. I'm not certain how we're gonna ask these questions yet because it's just on the spot, but we're gonna give 2 people, 2 listening, whoever's listening and they have not received their tickets as yet, an opportunity to win tickets for this Aim Her conference that's happening this weekend. All right, Your Lane episode 116, Reigniting Your Goals for a Balanced Life, is brought to you by The Perfume Bar, John Shoe Store and Accessories, Your Lane Life Coaching, Airwick, distributed by Thompson Trading, Mahatma Rice, distributed by Asa H. Pritchard. If you're cooking peas and rice, Konkan rice, yellow or white rice, for the best results, it must be Mahatma Rice. Look for Mahatma Gold, long grain, jasmine, basmati, yellow rice for a healthier option. Mahatma brown rice in a food store near you. Mahatma Rice, distributed by Asa H. Pritchard. And I don't know if I should say this here, right? But I was happy when I saw a little live the other day. And I'm not going to call the name, but y'all know because we behaving. So if you point, I'll whistle. But someone was counting some grain or rice the other day. And I was so proud that it was a Mahatma rice bag that was displayed there. And I wanted to call, the brand manager for Mahatma. I said, sis, you need to take a picture of this and just use that as a commercial. Because, the rice so good, you could count it, you know what I mean? So, anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's get straight to the point. All right, so we're going to go ahead with our guest introduction. We have with us today Coach Raquel Mintz, Coach Ruth D., and Lady Latrell King on with us. And they're going to talk to us about why they're here, because I'm going to ask them to introduce themselves individually and how is it that they can help us today on Your Lane Talk Show. So I'm going to go ahead with whoever wants to go first.
So thank you so much, Coach Trish, for having us and welcoming us here. Happy New Year, Bahamas. It's so great to be here on the first weekend of 2025. This is going to be a great year.
Yes,
I must say, it is
Yes.
going to be a great year. And we are starting off in the right station, in the right setting, in the right place to make that happen. So I am Raquel Mintz. I am the CEO and owner of Aim Her, a brand to affirm, inspire, and motivate women to pursue passionately, unapologetically your purpose.
I love it.
All right, I'm
Yes.
Coach Ruth D., and I am the Director of Transformation for Dynamic Dimensions. Let me get a little closer to this mic.
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
And I am a time management coach as well as a career management coach. But at the end of the day, my purpose is to make a greater impact. And that's helping women, helping people be able to do more, achieve more, feel more fulfilled. And so I'm happy to be a part of this movement.
Yes.
I'm very happy to be a part of this movement and happy to be in the house at 106.5 today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Latrell King, and I am the CEO of Kilor Beauty. I am also an international business mentor. So I do mentorship for entrepreneurs looking to expand beyond the borders of the Bahamas. I specialize in distribution, wholesale distribution, and putting Bahamians on shelves. So that is a little bit about what I do. I am a full-time entrepreneur as well.
Listen, you want to get connected to these three? Because listen, let me tell you something. I starting off the year right. I want your numbers, you know what I mean? With a buying. Because this is the place where you want to be right now. Okay? Okay? This is the place that you want to be today. Because it's like, this is like a plethora of wealth right here. Like you could get rich right here, right now, with these three people being on this show today. Lord have mercy with my book and my pen. All right, so we're gonna start off with asking, Raquel, I want to be specific with you. What does it mean for you to build yourself into the woman you're destined to be? What does it mean? And in fact, I want all three of you to answer that question. Even though I have specific questions for you, I believe that you three can answer all of them, and I think this one is very meaningful. So I want you all to elaborate on it for me, please.
So for me, building the woman that you're destined to be, a lot of us, many women don't know who they are, pretty much. Let's start there. And for me, I'm purpose-driven, kingdom-minded. So I'm purpose-driven. So I'm going to go to purpose first. Many women don't discover purpose until later on in age. And that doesn't disqualify you as being who you're supposed to be.
Right.
So for me, being that woman is identifying who you are first. And what is it that I can bring to the world? What are the benefits of having me around? I attended or was listening to something. It was in reference to a funeral. Don't want to sound a bit morbid, but it was talking. And I made a post and I was like, what do I want the people around me to think when I've left here? Like, what do I want you to say? So my thing is for me to being the woman that I was destined to be. When I'm gone, what is it that you remember about Raquel that caused you to do a bit better, to be a bit better? It's not about me because I'm living in this space, but my life is to impact somebody else.
Right.
And if I don't do that, I failed as a person because I know that's my calling.
Right.
I know it is for me to pull someone from the bottom to the top. And they say, don't look down on me unless you're pulling me up. And that's what my goal is to do in life, is to be able to pull someone else up from where they're at to be that woman. My thing is, you may not understand fully your purpose, but it's tapping into all of who you are that can benefit the masses. Your life is not your own. So for me, it's forcing me to step into a space, I would say purpose, but if you don't know your purpose yet, is doing what you know you were called as an individual to do to help somebody else. That part for me is destiny.
Wow.
That part for me is legacy. That part for me is something that when you've left Earth, the impact that I make is more important than me just existing here.
Yeah.
Something needs to be said.
Yeah.
Something needs to be remembered when I leave.
We can shut the whole place down now. All right, good night. Thanks for being a part of your Lane Talk Show. I'm out because I didn't get that. I don't know if y'all got that, but that's powerful. And it's so true because my husband and I were actually, pick up. Anyway, let's just stay focused. Both three of you are married, right?
Yeah.
Right. Just this is what I normally do before I start my show, but I don't know why I didn't do that because I completely forgot. I'm gonna give y'all 2 seconds to honor your man. All right. So y'all, please excuse me. This is what we do here. And the reason why I'm not 100% doing my honoring right now is I have my reasons because, for those who know, yes, I honor and I love him. And for those who don't know, don't worry about it. All right. So let's go. Raquel, just pick him up for 2 seconds.
So just want to big up Wendell Mins, my husband.
There you go.
12 years. March will be 13 years.
There you go.
And like I always tell him, I'm graced to be your wife,
Yes.
sir. So just wanted to say thank you for allowing me this space to come out and be. He was like, don't be all night now.
No.
So I won't be all night.
No, I promise Mandela she ain't gonna be here all night. All right, because she done hot. All right.
So I just want to give a shout out to my husband, Mr. King. He's not on island now.
Okay.
So he may be, I don't think he's listening. I wouldn't even say that he
Right.
is.
Still send him the link just
so
in
I'm gonna
case.
send him the link
Yes.
for him to watch the rerun.
Yes.
But we just celebrated 11 years of marriage.
Woo.
December 21st. So I'm grateful to God for that.
My God.
So I will send him the rerun.
Yeah.
I know that he's a bit caught up right now at work. So.
Brownie points. Let's go.
So we answering the question or just doing the big?
No, we got to big up first, and then we go to the question
Okay,
because
so-
this is supposed to have been done before the question.
Okay, so I just want to send a big shout out to my supporter, Rudolph Vincent Dimitri Boat.
That's
I am
it.
almost
That's
certain.
it. All
I
the
am
government
almost
name.
certain he has this link up. Okay, and
Yes.
he's already sent it around.
Yes.
But I just want to say thank you for all the support you always give me. He said to me before I came here, I'm so proud of you.
Yes.
And so, I just want to say thank you. My whole support circle, I'm sure they're recording. They sending little clips and
Every
all kind
day.
of stuff right now.
Mhm,
So I really appreciate them.
Right. So I am grateful for the husbands who have even allowed you. And I say allowed because some men be like, hey, no, that's okay. Tune it down. Da, da, da. But just supporting you in all of this, it's a beautiful thing. And this is something that I've been doing from day one, where I ask my guests to just acknowledge their king or their queens in the show, because I'm a big supporter of marriage and the healthiness of it, doing it God's way, of course. So I just had to put that in there before we even continue. And of course, normally, and because every situation is different, I try not to say his name too much on, especially y'all know, right? Okay, yeah. So yeah. And for those who do know, y'all know I love him bad. That's my everything, my everything. Let's move on. All right. So Ruth, Coach Ruth D, the question, just in case, is what does it mean to you to build yourself into the woman you're destined to be?
Well, Coach Raquel did give so many profound
Yes.
perspectives on that. But I just want to add that, like she said, it's about finding out your why as a woman, understanding your why. And until you know what your why is, because sometimes it could take you years before you find that out. It's just being your better self every day, giving it your all, giving your whatever it is you have in front of you, your to-do list or whatever, just giving it your all until you find your why. Because some women feel inadequate when they don't know their why. But it takes, attending events like the one that we're having on Saturday that help you, we equip you to help you to find your why. And so that's something that for me, just being able to, one, be a role model.
Yeah.
So every day my actions, I'm making sure that what I'm doing is something that even my children, the people that I mentor, it's something that I can be proud of. And they can say, hey, I want to do that too. If she can do it, I can do it.
Yes.
And so at the end of the day, like she said, it's about that legacy. It's also about, dying empty, making sure that when God calls me, I could be so satisfied that I've done what I was supposed to do. And so for me, that's that fulfillment that I look for in terms of, just living life and enjoying it.
I love that. Latrell, what are your views on this?
They've said it all.
They've said it all.
I was going to piggyback off of what Raquel said, and then I also was going to add the sentiments of dying empty.
Right.
And so when I think about what I'm destined to be, I self-evaluate first, and I ask, what is it that I want to do, and what is it that God want to do in my life or through my life? And I want to ask God if these two things align, because He says that He would give us our heart's desire, but He also wants to be glorified.
Yes.
That our life should shine so bright that the Lord may be glorified.
Yes.
Right. So it's like finding that middle ground, like, God, I want to do this, because we have our own desires. We have freedom of choice, right? And then we have what God has planned for our lives. And so I try to ask God, is this the way that I should take? This is something that I want to do. Personal fulfillment, professional development. There are things that we want to do, and there are things that God wants us to do. And I feel like we have to get in a community of like-minded individuals, and also spiritual guidance we need, and mentorship, because no one can take you where they've never been.
Come on.
And so sometimes we get caught up in imposter syndrome. And that's something that I dealt with early in life. And I know we struggled with that probably between ages of 18 and 31. Imposter syndrome, not feeling like I'm good enough, procrastinating, being lazy, self-doubt. And so I think that we have to sit down, we have to evaluate not coveting what somebody else is doing because it's working for them,
right,
but understanding our values, our giftings, and what we have to contribute to this world and living authentically through that. But I think that a lot of times we get lost in identifying with someone else's success,
Come on.
Mhm.
that we miss our own blessing. Because our
Listen.
gifts are going to make room for us, not someone else's.
Right.
That's why you got to stay in your lane.
Yeah, I
Stay
think
in your
until we
lane.
identify our gifts, we can't identify what we're destined to do.
I love that. I love that. We're gonna take a break, and this is y'all coming in hot, man. I can't. But we're gonna take a break. But everything that you just said is exactly the whole meaning and purpose behind staying in your lane. The whole, I would say the foundation of your lane. And I am so grateful because I couldn't have said it any other way or a better way than your three sentiments. And so right after this break, we're going to go right into asking Raquel about these obstacles which she has had throughout her journey, man. We will get in her business a little bit, right? Take it up, all up in it. All right, right after this.
So you don't have to actually move the mics,
Oh.
but it's very important that when you're speaking directly towards the mic, not towards Kotana.
Okay.
Okay, that's all.
So leave it here.
You can leave it there. Just when you're speaking, project towards the microphone.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cool.
All right. Anything else y'all want to say or input before we get back on the break? We're still live, by the way. Just is there anything you want to say?
No.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay,
I
good.
think
All
so.
right,
Things
good.
going
good.
fantastic.
And then you feed off each other.
I love that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So, right, so we're good. We're good. I need to think of some questions for these 2 tickets. Raquel, what do you think we can ask? What do you want to something about when you started? Or should I ask you those questions? No. I'm trying to think of something.
Could be based on what we say during the show. Maybe they could.
Yeah.
But I want to ask beforehand
Okay.
Okay.
so that maybe
Yeah,
add a
Something
little.
that's on the flyer.
Right, let's do that.
What's the theme, or what's your theme, or what's my
Something.
theme?
First person.
What's my
Yeah.
theme?
Mhm.
Something like that. If they've seen the flyer, go find the flyer.
Is the phone lines working yet? Oh, we have to do the tax. The tax?
Sorry.
The phone lines aren't working yet. So we're going to do the texting?
The text.
Okay. We'll do the texting.
If you want to take a call on I think you had another number for your lane specifically.
No, we're going to use 3768689. All right. So those who are on Facebook, you get a little heads up. 3768689 is the number to call when we do ask a question. At least you know. And put that in your phone and save it so that you can just press that button to be the first one to either call or text. Okay. So I'm not certain. We'll probably stick with the texting.
Texting?
Yeah.
Because I can connect your phone to the board and
Right.
run the
You want to make the call? Okay, so we call. We're gonna do the call today. All right, that's fine. Thank you.
So just give me a moment with your phone so I can connect it.
Now, because I'm reading the.
Oh, when you're done.
Okay, we're done.
20 seconds.
Thank you, sir.
Today at 376-8689 or visit our website at www.yourlanelifecoaching.com. Your Lane Life Coaching, discovering pathways to progress.
You're listening to Your Lane with Coach Trish Hanna.
Welcome back. For those who are just joining me, look, we have 3 incredible ladies. Like I told you, we are in a studio where wealth is here. Wealth is here. If you want to know how to manage your time, first you want to know if you have purpose and what is your purpose, what God call you for, it here. If you want to know how to manage the time that you need to get to fulfill the purpose, is here. If you want to know how to open up your brand, your store, how to market it and push it out here, it's here. Everything is here. All right. So you cannot say that you've left this conversation or this live empty. You're gonna have something. In fact, I'm encouraging you to get a paper and a pen and write what you need to write. And if you're unable to get all this information, guess what? There's an event happening this weekend. Well, 3, in fact, isn't even all, because there's some more who's missing. And you can get every single thing, the whole woman from this event that's taking place. So what's that? One-stop shop that's taking place this weekend. And guess what? You have an opportunity to win a ticket. We're giving away 2 tickets today. And so we ain't come up with a question yet. Raquel failing me, man. I don't know what's going on here. I said, Raquel, I asked her to do one job. Give me a question. And I don't know what's happening, but we're going to come up with a question just hopefully before the next break. All right. So that within that break, the person can give us a call. All right. So Raquel, we're going to start with you with this specific question. What obstacles, because you've come so far, we've seen what you're doing, social media have seen it, the international people have seen it, the locals have seen what you have been doing, and God has yet to complete what he started in you. You still have so much more to do, but I know that it did not come easy. And I want you to briefly share about your journey from the moment you heard about what God has called you or your purpose was to where you are now.
Thank you so much, Trish, for that question. So for me, finding or discovering my purpose, I discovered very early in my early years of life. I always knew that my calling was dealing with women, young women, because I was always a youth leader, a dance leader. So females were always in my path. I was always the mentor. I was always the shoulder. I was always the chin, the cheek, the bone, everything for everybody to lean on. And as I grew old, so discovering that part of me came very early. But as I grew older, I realized that I didn't have much shoulders. I didn't have much knees. I didn't have much cheeks to lean for me. So that's when the pit experiences started to come in my older years. I was there for persons to be able to guide them in situations that I never even walked in, but just giving them sound wisdom, sound advice, giving them what I thought or what came from God was the right thing to do. I stared them out of pits that I was like, I never even been there. Like, how you even get down that road? But through the grace of God, I was able to give wisdom. So for me, discovering purpose came at a very early age. And it was not until with all of this publicity now that until the pandemic was a blessing and a curse all in one. For me, it was a blessing. For me, that is where Aim started, the brand that I would have launched in the pandemic when the competent authority said, you can't go out your house and you have nothing to do.
Don't remind me, please.
You can't go to the gym. When the competent authority shut down the entire country, I then shut in with God. I was like, okay, God, I know what my purpose is. And I literally had these words. I know what my purpose is, but I want to be a bigger impact, make a bigger impact. What is it that what is it that I need to do? I know I deal with women. Women of all, even young girls. The female species at every part. Emma does events from the babies straight to the older women. So I always knew I had this, but never knew specific. God, what is it that you want me to do? There came, I laid out, I remember it was August 8th, 2020, 8/8. And God said, I heard the words, I am. God, that don't make no sense. I am, what is that? Anyway, I lay down and I was like, what this is? 6:30 that morning, I woke up and the Holy Spirit was like, transpose the letters. Transpose the letters. A-I-M, M-I-A-I, and M-I-A. What's going on? But then it came, aim. I was like, aim her. Like you always dealing with the woman. Aim her. And they're sitting down August 8th. I remember I'm a journal. If anybody know me, I have 55 journals, every color, shape, size. I am that girl. I love planning. I love writing. I may not get to all of my to-dos on my to-do list, time management.
Right.
Hey, I have them written. I've written every day.
Yes, write the vision.
They are written. So I got to writing and I aim her, affirm, inspire, motivate, did a website. Everything came. And the first thing birthed out of that was the book, Affirmer, the 31-day book of affirmations, Affirmer for women. I started to write. The whole pandemic, I was writing the book. I didn't even know what I was doing. I just thought I was writing affirmations. At the end of so much, it became a book. And I was like, okay, God, this is the first part of the aim. This is the first part. So I started to write the book. And I realized, okay, this is catching. Not knowing what the brand was going to be. I didn't know I was going to be selling shirts. If anybody know me from a child, selling was not my forte. When they gave me snake tickets, I buy it all. I didn't go into no selling thing. What? It ain't even too much work. I ain't into selling. Ask you to buy them. What am I doing that for? No. So my daddy used to give me all kind of tickets and I used to buy them when I could afford one. Like, I ain't selling no tickets. So I was always that girl. And growing as I grew, still learning because I didn't have a full roadmap of this brand
Yes.
thing. And I didn't want to follow another road blueprint. I wanted God to give me what it is you want for AIM. I didn't follow nobody else's story. I wasn't following what you did, how you did it, how you look, where you've been. I wasn't doing that.
Yeah.
I got a coach. I started to, in terms of personal development, not for my brand, but
Right.
I started to develop Raquel, the person, even though I was or thought I was mature enough and I was growing enough, I was strong in wisdom. I knew those things, but there were some certain parts of me that I felt that I gave so much of me to so many people
Right.
that I lost parts when they left. So those were the parts, even in now, from the 2020 to the now, that I had to really come to grips with myself that, hey, is you didn't leave those parts. They're the benefactor, or they were the benefactors of it. But at the end of the day, you were still strong to still be standing. So my thing was, I didn't quit in any pit that I found myself in. I was able to trudge along and pull my own self up to some degree with the help of God, knowing that, hey, I was never alone. While I felt as if I didn't have shoulders, I didn't have the knees, or I didn't have the person to lean on because everybody else leaned on me.
Right.
I felt it didn't feel heavy at the time. But when I realized I needed that, it was like, oh God, like I don't have those people. I don't have those people around. So for me, it was discovering who I was. And then the last thing I would say in terms of becoming this person was I had to step out of the comfortable space of Raquel. For me, I was always, and I prided myself, to be honest, I prided myself on being the background girl.
Yeah.
I didn't like, I still don't like, and I got to stop. I tell myself I have to stop saying that because I don't have a background grace. I don't have a background purpose. So I have to stop saying I background. I didn't mind when the curtains pull. I pull in the chairs for you. I could organize your whole life for you. I didn't mind being that girl. You don't have to, when the curtains open, you don't have to say, and Raquel Mins did this. I didn't need that. I never needed accolades, affirmation from anyone else. I was good to me all by myself. I was happy to help and assist. I didn't need you to call my name in lights. I was always that girl. And I had to step out of the space of saying, I don't mind being bad girl, and tell God had to catch me and say, but you no background. I ain't give you no background purpose. I ain't give you no background grace. And so now I'm accepting, like, even with this, we've not gotten there yet. I don't want to go too far ahead, but even with this particular event that I'm doing on Saturday, this is the third year I'm doing Her Dream Bigger event, or I call it the Her Dream Bigger experience. But this is the first time I'm doing it the way that I'm doing it. Why? Because I'm no longer background. Like, it was last year, you know what this was? Because I wanted an intimate space. This was in a friend's house. It was just an intimate space of ladies. It was about 7 of us. I just wanted to help them pursue goals for 2024 last year. I just want help to give them strategies. You know, we did the vision board. We do vision boards. And I was like, God just had to tell me, shake me. It's more than a vision board. Because sometimes we put a big house, but now it's mapping on how you can get to the house.
Yeah, come on.
What the steps is to get to the house. Yeah. So my thing was giving you the strategies, the tips, the tools to get to where your vision is there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have all the pictures. We have it in lights. We have it. But how
now
do I get now what?
Yeah.
How do I get there? So for me, in closing, it was taking those words, because I realized that my words began to shape my world.
Yes.
And it was taking those words to say, hey, I'm background. So I'm not and I don't care who treat me like what, but I'm not going to treat me like I'm background. So then it became, I had the same plan, you know, going into 2025 to do the Her Dream Bigger experience the same way. I won't lie. Until one day I was sitting down on my journal and I tear up the whole script and I started to write these same names on. To be honest, I don't even know Miss King. I don't know. And I have to call her Miss King because I don't know her, to be honest. And these were names that, and I felt God, it was almost as if God is saying divine connections. You don't need to know these people, but I know you. I know your heart. I know where I'm taking you. So I'm willing to connect you with like-minded people. If it wasn't for her, if it wasn't God that told me to connect, she would have said, who you is, girl? Like, I don't even know you. No, I could have gotten a different response, but it wasn't any message I said. It was different. So I realized that walking in purpose and walking in who it is that I am in the brand of Aimer is only directing or being directed by God.
Right.
So I'm in that space of taking myself from the background, taking myself from my comfortable space and putting me where God wants. And if it's on the front line, if it's on the stage, God, I ready.
Listen,
God,
let me
I
tell you
ready.
something. And even in all of this, that your story of wanting to be in the background is similar to mine. And in my case, I had to remember that our God is glorious. He is light. He illuminates. There's no way, even if you're shy or you call yourself an introvert, there's no way being connected to God that the gleam and the splendor doesn't come out of you. It has to come out. So I get it. I have a mic in front of me. I'm a Moses. How I get here? And I say this every Sunday. I don't think y'all understand. I'm like, I do not like my name being mentioned at all either. But at the end of the day, he looks at the heart, and that ministered to me because I keep questioning him, like, God, why you have me doing this? This ain't me. And it's beyond me. And he had to keep on telling me that because it even goes beyond. Listen, oh my God, this particular show, for this, like I said, this year will make 3 years. This has launched so many things for other people have done podcasts, open up their own people who didn't think that they could speak, but the ones who were shy didn't want to talk. And then you have people who are listening who've been ministered to because women coming out and saying, look, my husband left me and they did this to me and they did that to me, and it's like, okay, God, I see it now. I see beyond me being selfish because I don't want to talk, because I don't know how to speak, and I don't know all these different like you used the term what was it, the imposter syndrome, where you feel as if you're not adequate enough to do something. But when God has placed something in you, he gives you the tools that you need necessary to get it done, and the grace to fulfill it. And I love that. So my final question to you on this round, because we're going back to you, is what advice would you give to women who feel stuck or unsure about their next steps? I know you had your journey where you already knew what your purpose was ahead of time, and you were doing what you were doing, and you kept going at it. You said the COVID was that time where you actually had a moment to be still, to hear God. But you have a lot of people who've been still and they may have heard God, but then they still feel stuck. Like they don't know what to do, when to do it. What advice would you give to them?
The first thing is, for me, stuck is a state of mind. We say we stuck. You're not. I made a post, I think maybe last year or so. We love to say we're stuck. You're not stuck. You're comfortable. You're not stuck. You are comfortable. You've made stuck your space now to where you want to pull your blanket up, get your hot chocolate, and lay in the bed instead of because you don't want to move.
That's a crutch.
That's a crutch.
I got you.
You're not stuck. The goal here is to be where you are, but just keep moving.
Keep moving.
Keep doing. Keep going. Keep moving. Keep going. You're not stuck. You've made stuck this space where you want to live, because change is scary. Change is, I'm afraid. Fear grips us in so many ways that causes us to feel inadequate.
Yes.
It causes us to feel less than. I don't have all the tips and tools. That's why I bring speakers with me.
Come on.
I don't need to have all the tools, because that's why the eye can't do what the hand
Come
does.
on.
The leg can't do what the lip does. God gave us all different parts, and they all function differently. So there is no need for me to want to know everything. Some people think we got to move when it's perfect. Why? You can't move when it's perfect. You got to move when you on 1%, because guess what? Someone else could bring the other 5. Someone else could bring the other 15. Someone else going to bring. That's what we got to do. And I'm happy to see where this is female collaborations, because there's always a stigma with women working together. But some people, they hold on to that. Oh, I can't work with her, because that's your problem. My thing is, I don't have a problem with the divine connections that are being sent my way. They say no new friends. That's not me. Connections that are sent my way for me are divine. I've never had an issue with relationships and torn this and torn. I've never had that, because my heart pure.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to be, or to self-sabotage. Her lane is her lane. My lane is my lane. Yours is your lane. Once we don't collide, we good. Run in your own lane.
Right there.
That's it. So that's my advice. Stay in your lane and run. And run. And run. You may have to slow down or sometimes catch your breath, but run.
Keep going.
Stuck is a state of mind.
I love that. I love that. Beats, you get that? You get that? That's a state of mind. Keep going, okay? You have to keep going. I love that. I love everything about that. Now we're gonna go straight into I don't know who I should target first because it's so juicy. Holy Spirit, where we going? Where we going? We going with Coach Ruth D. Coach Ruth D. I want to ask you some questions, and of course, this might I need this, Lord. I need this.
Oh,
This.
Lord.
Now I ain't gonna lie. I as far as time management is concerned, I've learned so much in the space of the last 3 months of just being still. Being still and working hand in hand with Holy Spirit with what to do throughout my day. Like that first part of my morning, I have to have it with him so that he could lead and guide me and direct me. Not that I haven't been doing it before, but I was not consistent with it. And so I realized for me, just that first time, from the moment I wake up, just spending time with him, where he's able to give me the grace that I need to get the things that I need done throughout that day. Now, I don't know what method you use or whatever, however you're going to get to us, but let me know because before then, your girl was struggling. All right. She was struggling bad.
You did 48 hours
I
in one
needed
day?
67 hours in one
Oh,
day.
oh,
That's how
God.
bad it was. But what are the biggest time management challenges you see women have? I know the excuses normally, oh, I have my children, or you have people who are like, I'm a single mom, I can't do it, and all these different things. I have homework to do, I have extracurricular activities to take with the children, blah blah blah. What have you been hearing, and how can they overcome that?
Well, Coach Trish, something that you mentioned, and even Raquel mentioned a little bit, I think sometimes we get comfortable in our excuses. And so when it comes to time mastery, making sure that one, you are aware of how you are spending your time. So, I mean, right now it's the beginning of a new year, it's 2025. So if you look at the data from 2024 and you can say, hey, how did I spend my time? Who did I spend too much time with? Who did I not spend enough time with? And so if you have that self-awareness and you take stock, I call it your time budget. How did you spend your time last year? Now you know, hey, you want bigger because we're talking about bigger. We're talking about greater impact. It means making some adjustments. So we cannot get comfortable in our excuses from 2024. We cannot allow the fear of whatever we failed at in 2024, bringing that into 2025, especially when we talk about time mastery. And so all of these things are things we have to be very conscious of when you're looking at mastering your day. Now, what you said you're doing is you're planning your day before it starts.
Yes.
You're putting some thought into it before it starts. So something that a very good tool that people use is time blocking. In the morning, you're trying to reflect. What is it that I have to do? So I find very effective for me is, okay, what's going to be my highlight for today? What is it that I really want to get done today from my task list? My task is long. Okay, it's always long. So what I find for women is it's managing those multiple roles. We're entrepreneurs, we're authors, we're parents, we're spouses, we're mentors, we're being that extra mother to so many other people, that extra shoulder. Also too, we may be caregivers for our parents, for other people. And then, we have our career, we have a 9-to-5 job that we have to also give great value to. It serves its purpose. And so we need to make sure juggling all of these hats now, how are we going to not just time manage, but also task manage? And so we want to make sure that we're not spending major time on minor tasks. So making sure that you know how to prioritize your day, plan out your day, time box. All of these different tools are different ways that you could organize your day. So one of my mentors, Jim Rohn, and finding a mentor is very powerful.
Yes, absolutely.
Even with women who may find themselves stuck and don't know where to go or how to start this process, finding someone who has done it, finding a mentor, finding an accountability partner to help you get at that stuck position. But Jim Rohn said, never start the day until it's done. It's mean that you've already planned that out. We talk about journaling. Some people use their little, their apps, but you could just simply write it down on a piece of paper. And so it's so many different things that you could use, but definitely time is that non-renewable resource that we have to really, really look at how we're managing it, how we're using it, not abusing it. And then to dump the junk. The stuff that won't make no difference, it's not going to add any value, it's not going to move the dial. Establishing and diagnosing from your list what that is. And once you've done that, trust me, you're way ahead of the game when it comes to managing your time. So I have many hats that I wear, and I don't want any of them to suffer. Okay? So my house can't suffer, the job can't suffer, and my little business I have going on, I can need that little thing. So therefore, I made the decision that time management was something that I needed to really, really master in order to accomplish what it is I need to accomplish in my life. And so This is the secret sauce, guys. The secret sauce is how you master it. Because a lot of people, all of these goals we have, the biggest question is where I can find the time.
Mhm.
And so that's why it's important for them to attend this event, to get those nuggets that will help you through figuring out how you're going to, one, find the energy, the fuel. You spoke about running out of fuel. Sometimes you run out of gas. I've been there. Okay. And so strengthening that resilience muscle, it will help you even with time management.
I was going to ask one of the questions was, how do you deal with that? How do you get to feel productive even when you feel burnt out? Like, how do you continue going? Do you just stop for the rest of the day and say, you know what, I just need to rest? Or do you keep on going?
Well, it is important to pause if you feel like your tank is on E. But the most important thing is not letting it get to E. So that's self-care, that making time for self-care. You cannot pour from an empty cup. It's something that's said over and over again. It is the truth.
Yeah.
And so because I know that I have so many dynamic dimensions.
Yeah.
Right? Once my tank get on half, I need to know how I'm going to refuel back to full.
Yeah.
When you let it go below half, it's not impossible, but it's going to really take a lot out of you. And so that's why it's important to find persons who have accomplished these things, who have been able to achieve getting out of the rut, coming out of the hole. And so that way you could actually say, hey, if they could do it, I can do it. And I just want to be an inspiration to others out there to tell them that you can wear all these hats and you can still make time for you. You can still be on the top of your agenda, even though your agenda is full.
So dig in a little bit in your business, right?
Go ahead, girl.
What does that look like for you? How is a typical day for Coach Ruth D?
Okay. A typical work. Okay, so first we have the ideal work
Right,
day, right?
right.
Okay, so the ideal work day is I get up early in the morning. I could be a 4 a.m. person. Okay, they always talk about the 5 a.m. club.
Yeah.
I could be the 4 a.m. person. If I have something to do, I'm going to get it done.
Okay.
So one, that discipline mindset. That mindset, when you talk about being stuck, that's a mindset. And so when you talk about dreaming bigger, you have to have an abundance mindset. Like, nothing's going to stop me. I can't stop. I won't stop. I'm going to get it done. So by 4 a.m., I'm like, okay, that's when I do my meditation. What's going to be my highlights for the day? What's going to be my big ticket items for the day that's going to bring value to me? And then that exercise. Listen, women, we know the struggle real, especially after Christmas and that nice ham and turkey. And I had all the stuff on all the sides, but I ain't turned nothing down.
My toe mashing up right now.
Okay, oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I didn't mean that.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
but
that's
seriously,
okay.
I can tell you the power of exercise, not just about the losing weight, it's the health. Because guess what? We could do nothing for anyone if we are not well.
That's right.
If we are not healthy, trust me, it's going to impact. It's going to be a ripple effect on so many people depending on me. So I cannot take that lightly. So I start with my exercise. Also, too, I'm one of those women who I make sure that I pack in the breakfast and the lunch for my people. Okay, they spoil bad.
Oh, that's okay.
I hope they're on the live. Recognize.
Hold on. Let me tell you something. No, hold on. I wanted to pause you so bad. I wanted to pause to read this. My queen, so proud of you. Okay, I just wanted to put that there. All right. You can go ahead.
Yes, but my mom taught me well, and so when it comes to making sure that he has the healthy meal, so I do all of that. Also making sure the children, everything. But a lot of that stuff, I do a lot of that preparing in my mind from the night before.
Yeah.
What is it that what's going to be for breakfast? What's going to be for lunch? All that stuff. So all of this again it's still thinking. Your mindset is that I want to be organized. So time management, one of the is trying to be as organized as you can. And the more you practice that organization, the stronger that muscle becomes. It becomes almost second nature. But you have to start somewhere, right? And then after that, then it's getting the kids. I live west, and my daughter goes to school out east, Queens College. So that's an hour commute. However, I repurpose my commute. I use that time to. I'm either listening to Jim Rohn. I'm listening to what's the lady name? Lisa Nichols or anything positive.
Yeah, I like her.
So that I repurpose my commute.
Right.
So now I'm doing things in parallel because I have things to accomplish. Right?
Yes.
And I recognize that with professional development, key talk. You wanna help others, you get better. And so I repurpose that time.
I love that.
And they have to. These children, they don't want to be late to school. So the minute there's a bit of traffic, they done on your case. Mommy, we could be late. Mommy, we could be late. We're not going to be late.
Tell me about it.
And how could I even argue about that being a time management coach? Tell them, don't worry about the time. I
Right.
can't even say that. So, and then it's just getting to work early for me is very important. I have time I don't have to be in a rush. I don't like that rushy feeling. And so that's part of how my day runs. And then in the afternoon, it's just a cycle. Okay, what am I going to accomplish? What did I get done today? Did I do what I said I was going to do? And I evaluate, I assess, and then I plan for the next day. Don't start your day until it's done. Now, listen, Jim Rohn said, if you don't run the day will run you. So you have to learn to run your day.
I love that.
Okay.
Listen, what I have been doing, something that my mom taught me actually, I'm teaching for my kids now, is that you prepare even their snacks and stuff ahead of time as well. I usually purchase their lunch. It depends. Some days I pack lunch, and some days they're purchased, so I don't have to worry about packing. The lunch part, but the snacks and stuff, their bags are already packed. They're ready to wipe out and stuff, and in stuff already. The bottles are already in the fridge, their thermoses and stuff. So all we doing is we getting up, taking the bathroom, whatever needs to do to pack, put that stuff. 13, 11, and 7, and they pack their own snacks because if mommy pack it coming back home and they don't want it. So I let them, I take them to the store with me so they can pick out their own fruits and their own snacks, so they don't have to worry about bringing snacks back home. But those are the little things. I ensure that the uniforms are all ironed out the weekend before. In fact, their laptops are already charged and should be in their bags by now. Okay, I don't know.
Did you all get that message?
Children. All right, and so these are some of the things that help in the morning for me. Because my kids are two different schools. So my husband takes the girls and I take my son. And so we try to find ways and then there are moments where if he has to, like there's a special meeting or something, I have to take both of them. And that's like two different directions. All right. That's literally west and east. So it's knowing how to manage your time. That's extremely important, and having prepared things in advance the day before. So I absolutely love that, and that's a little tip for any parent who's tuning in. Yes, make sure the things are packed. The underclothes are out as well.
Yes,
they're out. Okay, the sweater, because I don't want to have no excuse. I can't find my sweater. The shoes got to be clean. Make sure they're nice and tidy, so you don't got to be coming downstairs. And make sure you have your lotion and deodorant and everything on the table properly, so you don't come looking like Ash Wednesday, coming downstairs. Wait, go back upstairs, go put lotion on, ironing the hair and that, and saying that every morning. Okay.
What also helps? Put that on a piece of paper and make that their checklist.
Okay.
And they literally,
I love that.
And they feel grown.
Yes.
Too, right?
Yes.
And you make that their morning routine checklist and their evening routine checklist on a piece of paper and let them bring that to you. Wow, look at
I love that.
So well.
Thank you. See, I got a whole tip.
It works.
I got a whole tip today. All right, let's take a break real quick, and then we're gonna go straight into how I could be a business. I could own my own business effectively and efficiently. I'm making all kind of money today. All right. After this, hold on, Beats. Just before we go, we're just gonna get the first person to call and say to name our 3 guests on the show. That's it. That's all you have to do. All right. The number, text it. The number to text is 376-8689. 376-8689. Just text the names of my guests on your Lane Talk show today, and that first ticket to Saturday's event is yours, or AKA Yawns. Let's go.
Go get it.
Lord, this is powerful. Charlie need to buy my own ticket. Hold on, let me try that myself. Not yet. That's a part of my to-do list today. All right.
We need you.
Yes. So hold on. So Raquel, this is just want to make sure the same classroom with my Thai Tribute event. No, wait, that's the same day.
Is it on?
I don't know. I need to find out because.
Oh wow.
Oh, hold on. Either way, I'm gonna have to find a way. We're gonna have to go there first and then scoot right down the road.
Time management.
Time management. Exactly. No, your event is Saturday.
Right.
Yes. Look at Jesus.
It's
The
on a
event is
Sunday.
Friday.
Oh, okay.
Okay, good. So we doing this. So I'll get 3 tickets from you. Okay. All right.
You said you're going to talk about the details of the event
We're doing that.
afterwards. So then we're going to be going to the last segment now.
Right. So we're gonna.
take a 15 break and then come back.
Yes, please, because I want to talk about entrepreneurship just for a while, and then we go straight into the AIMHAR experience.
Take a break at 7:15 and then we'll come back after that.
Wonderful. Just cue me because I don't look at the time. Thank you.
Time management.
Right.
Hello?
Time
right,
management.
okay.
All right. Dion said, what she say? That's my girl Raquel, because she said she was the first guest listening. Michelle.
Oh.
So Dion, yeah, she's tuning in. So big up Dion.
Sorry.
I just love it when. Oh, that's what.
Sorry.
She had a joke, man.
Huh?
Mr.
Oh gosh.
Mr. Bo. Yeah, but that I was just about to say that, I was you and him say I just love it when wonderful. No, before that he said, yes, I'm live. He just want to let y'all know that he's live and listening, tuning in to his things, okay? That he's proud of. All right, just letting y'all know.
Oh boy.
Okay.
I said I'm not late.
Yeah. All kind of points. I love it. I love it.
Come to find.
Oh, yes.
Ready?
You're listening to Your Lane with Coach Trish Hanna.
Welcome back. Listen, like I said before, we learning things. We're learning how to fulfill purpose. We're learning how to balance our time. And now we're going to learn how to become an entrepreneur. All right. Because listen, let me tell y'all something in case y'all didn't know. I was Missy 7. I used to live with my grandmother in Pinewood Gardens, and my dad had a convenience store. And whenever he would go to, I could say H Pritchard because they're my sponsors. Whenever he would go to H Pritchard or Thompson Trading, he would purchase stuff for his store, and then I would ask for little cookies. Honest, God is my witness, cookies and candies and stuff like that, so I could sell it on the summer breaks and stuff to my little neighbor, whatever have you. So now my Grammy didn't like it, but that's okay. But because she didn't want nobody knocking on her door. All right. So what we would do is, because he didn't live with us, so I would whenever I'd go with him, and he would get some little gum and candy and lollipop and stuff like that for me, and I would have it there, and I'll just write. I had a little, them little the black and white books. You just tear the book out, ghetto. But I would write candy 50 cents, this, and then I started doing cup too. I said nobody told me to do it. No, I was not poor. It's just that I had that mindset. All right, that's what I wanted. All right, because and I loved that, and from then to now, I understood that what that meant and what it is for me. My children been asking me this. It's the lazy parent who she would my daughter, she's the middle child. She would say, well, mom, can I just do some cupcakes or lemonade or something, just sell it to the neighbors? I gotta look inside the book to see if we could do that, because we don't want to get kicked out, kick out the gates for selling things across the street and things, because we don't want to, and we definitely can't put the paper on the wall outside. So I'll find a way to do that, just to build that, or just cultivate the entrepreneurship and the desire to want to have that, the exposure. So I can't wait to hear from you, Latrell, because how did it start for you? Where's the passion for that? Where did it come from?
I wanted to always take the road less traveled.
Mm.
And I didn't have a lot of entrepreneurs around me. And when I was in school, I was always confused. It's like, you want to be a lawyer, a doctor? I don't really want to be none.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't want to be what they told me I could be.
Mm-hmm.
And I was concerned about the things that they said I couldn't be. Like a multi-career person. Like, why didn't you speak about being an Amazon best-selling author? Why didn't you speak about being an award-winning screenwriter? Why didn't you speak about these things? Why didn't you speak about me being a world-renowned speaker? And they were not the careers that were put in front of me. And as I grew older, I wondered about what you didn't tell me. Like, I watched my parents struggle to put me through school, to private school, time manage and money manage to get me the best education. I'm like, it has to be a better way.
Yeah.
Right? Why am I only told to be the employee and not the employer?
Right.
Right? Why don't we teach that in school? Like, why isn't entrepreneurship a part of the curriculum? So at an early age, I probably didn't sell it all, right? From clothes to shoes
Yes.
to jeans. So let's be honest.
Yes.
Right? You don't know what works until you know what doesn't.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And so
I love that.
I liked that Denzel Washington saying that fail forward, right?
Mm.
To dream big, you have to fail big.
Mhm.
And so at 17, I decided that I wanted to sell clothes.
Mhm.
That didn't work. Worked for a season, and that's we have to know when to pivot because some
Yeah.
things in business work for a season. They're not meant to be a long-term goal, or long-term career, or path, or long-term business.
Mhm.
It can just be something to tide you over, a stepping stone to learning business, right? And so I started with clothes. That didn't work. Then I started selling slippers and shoes. That worked for a while. Then it didn't work anymore. And then I found a relationship with makeup. And so I started to research it heavily. And I find a lot of entrepreneurs go into fields with no research,
Mm.
no background knowledge of the industry. Just Tom made it, so I will too. No, actually, Tom is working with different resources, right? Different investments.
Tom have a
capital.
different grace too.
Yeah, and Tom have a different grace and
Mhm.
gift, right?
Mhm.
And a different audience,
Mhm.
right? Because ultimately, we have to find what gift or what grace God has positioned us to flow in.
Yeah.
And so clothes was in my grace at the time, and neither was shoes. And so I started to research heavily makeup. And then I found that makeup has cheap parabens that women internalize, they intake, and we cannot digest parabens. And they create an environment for cancer to thrive. So I found that some of the products that we put on our face and in our lips and that we constantly digest give us cancer. They create an environment for cancer to thrive. So everybody has cancer cells dormant, right? We waking them up. And I'm like, I want to be pretty, but I want to be healthy too. And so my first brand was called Lip to the Healthier, Prettier You. That lasted all about 6 months. Okay, let me tell you, lip gloss was not the way to go in 2009. Okay, it is not as popular as it was now. It was in my lane, it didn't work, right? But I had a word from God that it would work.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, this ain't working. And I had a prophet, and he said, like, try again, try something else. And that's what you have to be able to do. We have to assess what went wrong and we have to try again. And so I tried again under a new name, under a different concept. I was like, you know what? Nobody really is well lip gloss besides children. Why am I selling this anyway? So it didn't make sense. And I found that we go into entrepreneurship and we don't even consider what makes sense in our business space. What works for the world? Will it work in the 242? Will it work in my so I did a full evaluation. I said, okay, I want to sell lipstick. So I started with Lip to It. Later on, evolved into Be Vogue. I sold only matte lipsticks. I sold them at $10. I used to work at Bijou Turner when I was 18. My first month at Bijou Turner, right? The first quarter, I would say, I sold $19,500 worth of $10 items. I said, this must be a joke, right? I sold 1,950 items at $10. And they said my commission would be 1%. I went home that day 18. I was like, Mommy, I make $1,950. Mom was like, your commission is 10%. So I said, my commission is 1%. She said, you know what 1% is? Because you ain't done maths in school. So I said, so you mean to tell me I make $195?
Hold on, cue the music. You get swing, you get swing, you get swing, you get swing. No big thing.
It's like, if I could sell or retail 1,950 $10 items, little small, invaluable items to women, then I could do it for me. Right. And so my first goal setting was I want to learn how to sell one lipstick per day. That was hard. Let me tell y'all. For the first couple months, I moved nothing. You know, nothing except for your cousin, your mommy, your sister. And that is not your target audience.
No.
I just want to tell you that when you start a business, don't even start looking for your family to support you. Some of them will, but that is not your target audience. You did not create your business for your family to support you. You created your business for a problem and a solution.
Yes.
The problem I had was parabens and lipsticks making women sick unknowingly. My solution was to create a cruelty-free version that enhances our beauty, but also has lip care solutions and lip health. So that was my solution in the industry that is, some people say that is saturated. But I think that when persons want to become an entrepreneur, the first thing to do is find a problem, find a solution, and research.
Yes.
Don't just buy $100 worth of clothes because Sally did it, and you don't even know that clothes don't even sell in this particular time, and the markup is 45%. You finding out this afterwards that customs duty on clothes is 45%. You didn't know Sally had a friend who worked the customs.
Oh,
You see, so what work for someone else
it's funny.
won't work for you.
That's right.
You understand? So you have to consider all of these factors working together. Where are you going to get the capital? Sally, daddy leave an inheritance. You have to work for yours.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So I made $150,000 to start a transportation business. But the barrier of entry to manufacturing lipstick is a bit lower. And that's why I think a lot of persons don't consider barriers to entry. Like some businesses that profit more, the barrier to entry is higher.
Yeah.
And some businesses like lipsticks and clothing, the barrier to entry is $300. So you have to find what works for you. I started with that. And listen, there were some obstacles along the way. There were a lot of obstacles. I self-sabotage in my head about 100 times, and I give up 1,002. And I got rejected maybe 36 times.
I'm glad that you said that. I have to cut you here. No, because rejection is a serious thing. And rejection is the reason why some people suffer from fear, because they're like, okay, I don't know how to deal with this. And so as an entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur, this is something that we really need to target. Like, how can you, it's okay for someone to slam the door in your face and say no. Because I've known, the same, you know the restaurant that's across the road, the person who, because I don't say the name of the restaurant, right? He got rejected so many times. It was ridiculous. Okay. In fact, he started his business. I think they said he was 60 something when that business was started, but he kept getting rejected. So many brands, these big brands, were rejected before they actually got their big breakthrough. And so at this moment, I want you to talk to those people, that it's going to happen regardless. You're not just going to wake up and say, oh, look at that. I just got $1,000 because all these people just start looking into getting what it is that I have. You're going to have, thank you. You're going to have, you're going to have rejection at some point. You're going to have hurt at some point. It's a part of the process. You're going to think that the people who supposed to be supporting you should be supporting you. They're not going to support you. You're going to experience all of that. Come talk to us, child. Talk to us, child.
I can give you my own personal experience.
Yes,
I think
please.
That's where it hits home.
Yes.
So I innovatively developed a lipstick vending machine that I had in my house for 1 year, right? I had the lipstick vending machine sitting in my living room for 1 year. And I reached out to the popular malls, over 26 locations here, and I was told no. We do not. Vending machines are prohibited. In the mall? Makes no sense to me.
That don't make sense at all.
Didn't make any sense, right? And so every no was like, I planned this. I pre-planned this. This made sense. This operates this way around the world. Why am I being told no? And then to have the product of your hard work sitting in your face every day, not function in the vein that it was intended to, is I want to give up.
Yeah.
This don't make no sense. Let me just sell this, get my money back. Do you know where the door opened for me after 26 rejections, after 26 emails of, I'm sorry, you can't put your vending machine here. We're not interested. Pembroke Lakes Mall in Fort Lauderdale. A prophet does not have honor in his own town. And sometimes this is how I got into international business.
Oh, come on.
Because I was comfortable. saying I could drive right to the mall
Right
with
there.
my vending machine.
Yeah,
But
right
God wanted
there.
me to hop a plane every month to go and fill my vending machine. And he wanted me to learn business in another territory. To expand. See, sometimes God shuts doors. See, rejection is redirection.
Come on.
I had to learn that. And I had to learn that no means next opportunity. No don't mean no, Next opportunity, this was not my door. And when you start to look at it like that God is divinely ordering your steps. He said the steps of a good woman are ordered by the Lord. And so I started to give his word back to him. And I started to say, I curse the spirit of rejection.
Come on.
So I started to, that was a spirit.
Yeah.
That was a spirit because God, this position, this move that I made, I spoke to God about it. It made good business sense.
Jesus.
And if it makes good business sense and the economy ain't lining up with it, sometimes you got to check the spirit. Because for anything to manifest in the natural, it got to come through the spirit.
Yes.
Sometimes it held up in the third heaven. So I start to say, I curse the spirit of rejection. The next mall I go to will say yes. The first mall I entered in the US said yes. And they told me how to do it, what to do. And I was like, okay. They said I need $5 million insurance. I'm like, how am I going to afford that? I'm not even a millionaire. That's not making sense. But I was learning to do business on a big scale.
They go.
And my rejection didn't stop it there, because when I put it there, it wasn't selling. So you fight that hard
to get to that
point. And then I had to figure out, okay, I have to shift my marketing. I had to start running ads in Florida. Why am I running ads in the Bahamas if I am expand? I don't have any audience there. So I had to build awareness of my brand. I had to go out in Walmart and give out 1,000 flyers. And people don't, they see the beauty, but they don't see the pain. They don't see the nights you cry. And rejection didn't stop there for me. Then it was me trying to put my brand on shelves. Almost every beauty supply store in Nassau was telling me no. Why can't I put my brand on shelves? They didn't even have a valid reason. Oh, because you don't have insurance? Yes, I do. I have commercial liability insurance. You don't have a bar? Yes, I do have a barcode. And this is how we stigmatize entrepreneurship in the Bahamas. And it was a lot of rejection. And I was like, God, can I even really stand next to L'Oreal? Can I even really become a Maybelline? Is this even really possible with the mindset I'm fighting? Because it's a black crab syndrome. It isn't that you can't give me the opportunities, that you won't. And sometimes it isn't that you can't get it. It's that you're knocking on the wrong doors and it is not the right time. Because when I got in the first store, it was in Canada by a black Bahamian. So I find that when the first door opens, everyone just, after that, just becomes a little bit easier.
You know,
but
that's
you
how
gotta get past your no.
I didn't even want to stop you. I got this straight through from my producer. I mean, he's speaking sign language, telling me to cut. I mean, the only thing left was for him to get cut my throat. But I couldn't let you stop. I couldn't let you stop, because you ministering to somebody. In fact, you ministered to me. You said some things to me. Okay, because people need to understand that even two things. One in particular, not every rejection is from God. Sometimes we have to face the fact that there are spirits that are operating that is trying to stop the process, similar to the Prince of Persia not allowing Daniel to receive his blessings when God had already given it to him. Okay, and then you have to look at it. This is where you go to your father and you say, God, okay, what is this? Is it you or is it the enemy? Because if it's you, then of course you're gonna you're closing doors so that you can redirect me. And so I'm grateful for that. Thank you, Father, for redirecting me, for giving me the resilience, for giving me the tenacity, the ability to function, everything that I need to do. What lesson are you teaching me in this? Because that's another thing. All right, what lesson are you teaching me as I'm going through this process? So you have to analyze, step back, and stop saying, oh, just because this is hard, I won't do this no more, and you giving up. I talking to somebody today, you want to give up, you just left your goal right there, your product still on your kitchen counter, because you feel as if nobody's supporting you. Woe is me. You need to take off that woe is me spirit right now in the name of Jesus and start again. Get up and do it again. Child, let me go on my break before I get cussed out today. I'm about to go on a break, y'all. Ain't nobody called the WhatsApp to say, y'all, listen here, this is genuine stuff happening right now. All of this information you can find on Saturday. They only give me bits and pieces. They intentionally only giving me bits and pieces, because if you want to know all the good juicy stuff, you got to go to this event on Saturday. All right, the number's 376-8689. If you want your ticket, the only thing you need to do is name the guests who are on the show, and the ticket is yours. 376-8689. No, we ain't gonna put your voice on the radio. You just gotta text it, and I will let you know that your ticket is yours. All right, then. Let's take a break. You're not so scared, man. I got you. No, I totally get it. I could not let her stop.
Also, it's a trick that you do through radio where you want people to listen to the commercial. So if you had very good things that you were bringing up, I want them to listen to the other side.
So they can hurry up, come back. Yes, I get it. Let me stay focused. Yes. I got to listen to my producer after this. Ready? I don't talk like that. I got it though. I get it. Yeah. This is just phenomenal.
Juicy, juicy,
Man,
juicy,
this is so
juicy.
juicy.
Dealing with rejection is about, first of all, managing your expectation up front,
Right.
managing your expectation of this whole whatever you're trying to introduce.
Mm-hmm.
And so that way, that rejection doesn't come so hard.
Mm-hmm.
Also, to rejection is part of the refinement process.
Mm-hmm.
You could come up with a much better product.
Yeah.
She will learn how to market differently. She's going to evolve because of that rejection.
Yeah.
So just learning, getting those lessons from that rejection is priceless.
When you were saying your story, I couldn't help but think of my friend from high school.
Mhm.
Her name is Aiden Barrow, and she
Mhm.
has this bag line.
Mhm.
This girl dedicated her whole life to fashion. That she like first started doing shoes, but she has it's like a luxury bag brand called House of Assembly.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, her bags
Yes.
are so nice.
Yes.
And, like, every time I go in, I'm like, wait, I really want to like buy one of these. And
They're beautiful.
I
Mhm.
just hope
It
that
runs that
she
way.
doesn't think that
Mhm.
people are not willing to support or don't think that her bags are worth the price. I think her bags are worth. I don't even.
Absolutely.
I don't ask for no discount. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I won't pay what
Mhm.
this costs because it's worth what it costs.
It's worth it.
It's just
She has a store in the Nasdaq Cruise for, trust me. She's
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw it.
yeah.
I love that.
And very nice gifts too.
very,
Mhm.
very nice. Very,
Very,
very
very
nice.
innovative.
We are back. Ready?
Mhm.
3, 2.
Welcome back. Listen to me. I've gotten so many good nuggets today. The nuggets were just so beautiful. I have to listen to the show again. I'm gonna listen to this rebroadcast tonight. I have to because there's so much and it every point that was made today at each person that spoke today ministered to me. So I can't even imagine what's gonna happen on Saturday at this aim her experience. She called it's not an event, it's an experience. And so Raquel, without further ado, I just want you to share with us what this event is all experience is all about. When is it? What time is it? Where is it located? And what is the cost to attend?
Okay. So this event is called the Her Dream Bigger Experience. Normally at the end, I normally would do this type of event in November to prepare for the new year.
Right.
It's similar to when I first started 2 years ago, I wanted it to be a flip off of a vision board, right? But for me, it's bigger than a vision board. So it's charting your course for any new year that you would want to. I know some persons say, oh, I don't make no more resolutions. I don't make no more of this. I don't set no goals. I just go with the flow. That's fine. You do that. But my thing is, I want to at least have some plan, something in place for me to go. So then there became this Her Dream Bigger Experience. Like I said, this is the third year doing it, but the first year I'm doing it on this magnitude. So on Saturday, January 11th at 5:30, we will be at New Providence Community Center on Blake Road to just bring together these ladies who are here. And then we have another speaker that will be there just to help us all to chart our 2025. I do believe that like the Bible says, many are the plans in a man's heart, but it is the Lord that determines your steps.
Yeah.
My thing is you got to have a plan. We got to start there. Let's start with a plan in our hearts. And to help with Coach Ruth D bringing the time mastery, helping us to be able to manage and master our time a bit better, helps us to be able to do those things that we want to do. For me, I told someone the day before yesterday, I say I need about 2 of me because I have so much locked in here.
Yeah.
But because I feel as if I don't have the time, but it's just prioritizing and mastering that time or trying to master that time will help me to get those things done. And then here with Latrell bringing in her aspect of business and bringing in that mindset to say, you know what, you can do it. And
Try
my thing
again.
this is why I'm doing it a bit bigger this year, because like I said earlier, I was going to do it the same way I did it the last time. And God was like, you telling them dream bigger, but you still playing small. You still want to do the small thing. How that gonna work? Like that ain't gonna work. And that was me when I had to rip the whole script up and start it over.
Yes.
And started right. Even her host, I have a host. And I'm like, wait, how I get here?
Yeah.
Me, this background girl, shy. Well, people don't think I shy, but
Yeah.
this shy girl, this shy girl who don't want the forefront. Like, how are you doing this on a bigger scale? But it's as if God is telling me, Raquel, you're telling them to dream bigger. You gotta operate. You got a big grace on
I love
you,
that.
and you have to come. You have to start this thing out right. So this is where I'm at. Starting bigger, welcoming the masses, whoever, any woman of all ages. I am here for you. We are here. Aim Her is here to aim you in the right direction for 2025. The theme for this event is reigniting your drive for 2025. And what I found is we've allowed setbacks, roadblocks, mistakes, all of those things to cause us to feel as if we were disqualified. You're not disqualified. You're not stuck. You're not any of those things. You are who you say you are. And I need you to change your words as of today, that I will reignite the drive that I have, because in my book, I speak a lot about the little girl, and we find ourselves. The little girl, she was fella. She had so many big dreams. But when she got older, she got married. The man didn't work out, so she got divorced. She had a child. Something happened, and so many things along her journey detoured her and caused her to believe that that dream that she had when she was a child is null and void. It's not. It's time to awaken that little girl. The dream might be a bit different, but she still is a dreamer. Awaken that little girl and you and say, let's get this thing done. 2025 for me personally is that year to say, guess what? Step out on faith and say, God, you do it.
This
I
on
can
you.
step out. God, this on you.
Oh, that's it right there.
God, this on you. And this is what the bird does to his little one. He kicks him off the ledge. If I don't ever kick you off the ledge, you will never know that these wings on the side of you to fly.
Come on.
You may fall quickly, but at the end of the day, when you go down, probably the third time, you can realize, oh, this thing is working. Oh, by the fourth time, you flying somewhere. By your 10th time, you soaring somewhere. So you have to start, and you have, like Latrell said, fail forward. And something that Ahmad Rashad says, fail fast. Fail fast, like do this thing quick.
That's the time mastery thing.
Fail fast
Yeah.
and get back up.
Mhm.
So for me, this is my stepping out. And something again, Latrell said, your no is next opportunity. We have to reframe what we think, reframe what we say, reframe how we act, and things will start to fall in place as they should. It may not be when you want it to, but if you keep it up, consistency, discipline, mastering some time, and building the tenacity that I can, you will.
Come on.
I have a caution. I just want to caution our listening audience and those women out there who you on the fence, you're not sure you want to come. I want to caution you that there are going to be people in your circle who's going to look at you and say, you have the audacity to talk about you dreaming bigger.
Who you think you is?
Who you think you is?
You see where you come from?
Okay. So make sure you examine those circles. But I don't want y'all to let anyone stop y'all from coming to this experience, because there will be those persons who will look at you and say, you ain't qualified.
Hold on, let me stop you right there. I need to say this. You made a statement when we first started talking, and you spoke about how with time management, it requires knowing the length of time that you're talking to, who you're talking to,
who you
spending your time with. Listen to me. This 2025, them same ones who tell you who you think you is are asking who you think you is. Them same ones who trying to keep you on the phone gossiping but Sue. Yeah. They're the ones that you need to cut off right now. The negative Nancy's, those ones. But child, well, she don't do it, so if she doing it, don't make no sense. You doing it too. Oh yeah. Those ones. Cut. All right, that's it. That one. Yeah. Okay. That one. Yeah, because no, for true. Yeah. Listen, you need to be around sorors. You need to be around people who doing things. You need to be around people who are positive, who speak life into you. You need to be around people who already doing things. You could see the fruit. The Bible says you know them by their fruits. So if you see they just lounging around the place, they say they doing it and ain't nothing happening. Watch out for them ones. And you have to at least see something, some progress, some movement starting somewhere. Come on, it has to be something, because people could talk that way straight to hell. Okay, but you need to change the environment, change your space, change the people that you're around, change the things that you're listening to, even as you're considering time management, even as you're preparing yourself and looking for your purpose, and even as you're saying, you know what, I've been selling chip and cheese doodle from since I was 5. you know that there's something in you, so you need to start in 2025 to start cultivating what that is. It takes spending time with the creator, the one who created you. All right, he knows. He has the whole everything about you. He knows, and he's willing to share it. He said he reveals his secrets to his servants, to his people, to his friends. All right, and we are his friends, and if you're his friend, he's going to tell you the secrets. All right. Y'all know how it is when you have friends. Girl, let me tell you this one little thing. All right. So you can imagine your creator saying, look at y'all. All right. Your creator is telling you, I want to tell you some things. I want to reveal some things about you. There are some things that I want you to accomplish on this earth before I call you back home to me. All right. But you need to be still. You need to be still so you can hear what I have to say. And then not only that, leave me alone. You need to sorry, I was talking to Beats just now, but not only do you need to be still, but you also need to understand that you write the vision down. So whatever it is that he's been telling you, don't just keep it to memory because it's not gonna happen and you're not gonna remember everything. You want to write the vision down and make it plain. All right. If it's something, if you can't write it, draw it. Whatever it is you do, put it on paper. All right. And next thing to be disciplined. All right. Speak over it. Coach Raquel spoke about, framing your words. All right. Affirmations are important. I'm going to do this. I'm going to achieve this. If you want to set a specific goal, fine. Set a specific goal. If you don't achieve it by August, that's okay. Go start it in September. Continue what you're doing. Start being hard on yourself. Get the stuff off the shelf. Yep. Give yourself grace. Get those stuff off the shelf. Brush them off. Blow them off. Blow the smoke, the dust, and everything off of there. Everything. And go get the book where you write all the visions and start pick them back up. Read over them again, pray over it, bless it. Let's get to work. Tomorrow is Monday. It's the first Monday in January. This is the time to shift. All right. Those days are excuses and procrastination and fear. You bind them and you move ahead. That's what we're doing in 2025. Sure. All right. Listen, if I ain't learn nothing, I learn all kind of things. If this show is only for me, that's all right because I get it. All right. Okay. Because I want y'all to know this is the season to win, man. Yes. Go ahead, Mom.
So the cost of the event is $50, and it's not paying me for anything. We're only paying for the venue. That's for it. But at the end of the day, you would be, I can almost assure you of what you would have for 2025. There are no physical tickets, but you could go on my Facebook page, any post or any of the speakers' posts. You would find the link there. I just need you to register there, and then payment can be done. You would see where the payment option is on there to do for the bank transfer. But there's a event link that you would select. I just need registration so we can determine the numbers, and that would help you a bit better. So it's an Eventbrite link that you can just register your name, and then you can see the payment option there. For you.
That's a small investment.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean, for what's it? Listen,
for this winning season.
This is winning season, and you're only investing in $50. I literally giving y'all a free ticket today. I can see the people who are on my live for YouTube. I can see the people who are on my live for Facebook. I can't see who all on cable, and I can't see who on the radio. But y'all mean to either all y'all and get y'all tickets, or y'all don't want to win. I don't get it. Okay. All right. That's the opportunity there because you cannot say, I did not have an opportunity to win in 2025. Mm-hmm. You can't say that because these women are giving of themselves. And honestly, based on the amount of people and the quality and the quantity that is given, the quality and quantity that is given for this experience, I can tell you it's worth more than $50.
Gonna be a great value.
Is she actually being gracious?
Yeah,
because you let me do one, but I have y'all on the platform. Honey, $150, and y'all gonna meet in my garage because I haven't even paying over. What? No. Anyway, but you ladies have been wonderful. You've been more than, listen, and there's only the little tips and nuggets. I don't know if it's anything else that you want to share before we leave. I did not at all because I just love hearing from you. I do have a personal question, and you don't have to answer it if you don't want to, but is that the lipstick that you're wearing now, is that your brand? Yeah. Shit! That's my wallet! They're my wallets! That is, can you find a way for us to see her lipstick properly? Because I was going to call a brand and ask if that was the brand. Because this is just so beautiful. Yeah. You could see that?
You didn't bring that with you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. My credit card number is 555 5555. Let's go. All right. But I want y'all to see the lipstick. This is just gorgeous. And I can tell you who ain't have nothing on this, but I don't say the name because I don't get sued. But this particular company that I usually get my lipstick from ain't got nothing on. And it's beautiful. And she's literally just popping. It's going. She's glowing. And she's modeling her brand, and that's beautiful. And I see Raquel doing the same thing. I have y'all to know that Raquel has shirts. And guess who being modest? She bring the book and ain't say nothing. All right, I want you to talk a little bit about these two books, please, madam. Thank you. And then we gonna close.
Okay, so this is the 24 Hacks to Master the 24-hour class. Yes, it has 24 very, very practical ways that you can improve your time mastery. I'm telling you, it's the secret sauce to achieving your goals. And so it's available at All Seasons Bookstore as well as on Amazon and at Turning Pages.
Turning Pages,
Yes.
Yeah.
And then also too, it sounds like all of us, we're playing this role, the extra mother. So it's 12 keys to bend it. 12, look again,
that's all right.
12 keys to blended harmony that speaks to the extra mother. All of us who are filling in the gap for children who are not our biological children and just being mentors, it helps you to figure out how can I really make this work.
I love that. Yeah. I love that. Thank you. Yeah. And you spoke about your book. Do you have any books out as yet?
I have 7 books out.
What?
Listen here.
Oh,
okay.
Okay. Listen, I will be your friend, please. Me.
You're in the right circle.
Okay, this is the circle right there. This is the circle I can be in for 2025 and beyond. And to be honest with you, I do have really good people in my circle. You know, I must say. So it ain't like I getting rid of them. I bring them along with me. We going along together.
Glad you said that.
That's important. Yes, because Charlotte, I ain't leaving them. All us going together. Yeah, but I got more friends. You know how they say added friends? I got extra friends today. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to this show, Your Lane Talk Show. I pray that things that were said today, that it inspired you, and so it reignited, of course, what was probably already there, but it's just that you just needed that little flicker to keep it going. So whatever it is that was needed, I pray that you received it today. And so next week, we're going to be talking about reigniting your vitality, setting goals for a healthier you. I'm excited about that because, yes, we did eat the turkey and the ham and the macaroni and all them peas and rice and thing. We did do that. Cake. Cake. Oh, my goodness, Lord. I had to repent a couple times, okay, because the fridge was full. All right, but I want you to know that, and that's important too for us as women, man. We can't just say okay. And Coach Ruth D said that, you know, it's beyond losing weight, because you could be as skinny as, you know what, you have cholesterol issues. Okay, all right, so that means nothing. So you want to take care of yourself, and with exercising and being healthy, and considering healthy alternatives, it helps us to know how to think properly, so that you could know how to do that business proposal, and you know more about yourself, and you're able to wear the various hats efficiently without being grumpy and just always having a wonderful attitude. Because if you're grumpy and stuff, that's simply because you ain't resting, and you ain't eating, and you ain't exercising, you ain't drinking enough water, your tank on E. All right. So thank you to Your Lane Talk Show sponsors. We have the Perfume Bar, John Shoe Store and Accessories, Your Lane Life Coaching, Airwick, distributed by Thompson Trading, Mahatma Rice, distributed by Asa H. Pritchard. If you're cooking peas and rice, Kongan rice, yellow or white rice, for the best results, it must be Mahatma Rice. Look for Mahatma Gold, long grain, jasmine, basmati, basmati, yellow rice, or for a healthier option, Mahatma Brown Rice in a food store near you. Mahatma Rice, distributed by Asa H. Pritchard. Go ahead and get it. That's my brand, actually. I love it. I usually get the Mahatma Gold. It's just wonderful for me. And I also get the jasmine. My husband loves jasmine, so I'll stick with the jasmine. To the businesses out there, if you wish to sponsor Your Lane Talk Show, please give us a call at 376-8689. We have awesome packages to suit your budget. Thank you once again to coaches Raquel, to Ruth D and Latrell, to my producer Beats, always holding it down. All right. To Your Lane's continued listening audience and first time listening audience, thank you so much for tuning in. Please follow the page Your Lane Life Coaching on Facebook to get all of the updates and goodies for the show. And you can also go to Coach Trish Hannah on YouTube to watch her previous shows. And when you do so, please like and subscribe. I pray that you were all empowered, educated, and encouraged today. And until next time, have a beautiful Sunday. Bye. Do we want to end the live? Y'all ready? Y'all anything else y'all want to say before we end the live? We're off radio.
See you there.
See you there.
See you there.
Yeah. All right. And to those who've been tuning in via Facebook, thank you so much. Those tuning into YouTube, thank you so much. Those tuning into, well, I can understand the people from the app, oh Lord, In Faith app, because you're international, you're in Nassau. So I could give you that little excuse not to tap in and say you want a ticket. All right. But for those who on Facebook who I could see, and I ain't gonna call y'all name, but I hope you all have things to do on Saturday where y'all ain't gonna be to this event. All right. And for the ones on YouTube, I can actually see you too. All right. So just letting you know. But I ain't gonna do that today. All right. But thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate the support and support for our guest today. So God bless you and see you next week, Sunday, God's willing.